Okay, so these are my colors. This is my color chart. This video does not do the colors justice. This is Cosmos ink printed on 100% polyester. This is just absolutely amazing. The colors are just vibrant and bright. You do have to know your printer, you have to know your desktop, you have to know your material, and again, you do have to start with good ink, and Cosmo ink is like, it's on point. This material is washed. I washed it in the washing machine cold, and I just let it air dry. That's why it's wrinkled, so I apologize. But let's go ahead and look at what I'm working with. I am working with a MacBook Air, so that's what my struggle is. It's, you know, when you see all the instructions online, you see HPs, you see, you know, sometimes it's a MacBook, but it's not a MacBook Air. You see different types of, it may be a MacBook, but it's a different type of printer. So for me, I have a Epson 15000. I also have a MacBook Air. So for me, I don't understand any color sync. I'm a beginner at everything. I don't understand any of that. So going into sublimation, I had no idea. I knew I wanted to do sublimation, but I had no idea the extent of, you know, the things that I needed to learn. And I'm still learning as I go. So definitely you do have to do the work. You have to do the research. You have to read. You have to watch. There's so many good tutorials, you know, on Google, on Cosmo's Facebook group. There's so many different groups that you can join. Just there's so many people out there that you can reach out to and just ask. If you can't find it, just, I mean, Google it. It's out there. It's just, you have to put in the work to do your research in order to get your quality that you're wanting. And again, I'm not a professional. I am a beginner, but this is what's worked for me. And so first things off, they always talk about calibrating your machine. I don't know how to do that. I'm a beginner. So let me just show you what my display is set to. So this is my display. We're just gonna go over to the display section, and you go to your color, and this is what mine is set to. You have all of these, and of course people will tell you RGBs and, you know, different types of others, Pro Photo, the sRGB, the wide gamut. There's just so many different options, but mine has just always been set to this one. So I'm gonna just let it stay there, because I have no idea what I'm doing. If I may mess it up or something. So it's just gonna stay there. Another thing for me is my printer. Okay, I needed to make sure, and a lot of things that I've seen, some of the, you know, which it did happen to me, is I didn't have my printer set up completely. And the way that you find out your printer is you go to your printers and your scanners, and you click on your sublimation printer, which mine is the Epson ET 15000. So here, it's in there, it's downloaded, but when you go to your options and your supplies, you see your driver version, which is a 10.35. Now, a lot of the times with the printers, you can just do through Wi-Fi and you do the setup through there. If you did it that way, it's gonna show like a 2 point something number here, okay? You don't want that, because that means that your printer is not fully installed. You need to get your USB drive or your little drive, your drive connector, your little wire connector, and connect it to your computer, to your printer, okay? And then you can fully install it. And then of course you can set it up to where you can do the Wi-Fi settings and however you want to, you know, print to your machine. But in order to fully install it, it needs to have your driver version. It's going to be a 10 point something number. Now again, this is for me, this is the Epson ET 15000. So if you look at this, it's mine says a series 2 because I had to do it twice. So, you know, trial and error for me. So I'll also go through these here. I don't know what everything means, but this is just what my settings are set to. So you just look through here. Again, I really don't know what most of this means, but I mean, if you read it, it's pretty much common sense, like what it is, but that's what mine is set to. Yes, I have gone through some ink. I've been using it for quite a bit. And then you have your these little print options here. You have open print utility. You can access all of that. Of course, mine is offline right now. It's not turned on. But I don't need to access any of this through here. My main thing in this section here is going to be my options, which are these. And I want to make sure that the driver is installed. If it's not installed, then you're going to have to go to Epson and look for your driver and download the driver. I don't have that link right now, but you can just type in Epson ET 15000 driver, and then so you'll go to the website, you'll go to the support, you'll go to download, and then you will do the driver download. So even though I did that, I still kind of struggled. I couldn't find, you hear people talk about ICC color profiles. I had all that. I did the Cosmo profile. I did everything, and my colors still weren't coming out. Okay, so for me, even though I had my printer driver downloaded, everything installed correctly, my colors were still not popping. They weren't the colors, you know, the best quality of colors. And I knew from seeing, you know, different posts that I'm not at that level yet. Like, what's going on? So I had to do more research, do some more reading online to get the full understanding of what am I missing. So I had to go, I went and I searched, and again, I'm not a professional, I don't know. So I went to my hard drive, I'm going to Macintosh HD is what I'm going to. And then what I'm trying to do is find my printers folder. To access my ICC profile, which is the color profile for the Epson ET 15000. So it's going to be under your libraries, and then you're just going to go down to your printers. Okay, so just scroll down, you'll find printers right here, and then once you find printers, you see this is my other printer. So I'm just going to go to Epson because that's the only Epson I have, which is my Sublimation printer, and then you're going to go to Inkjet printer 2. So click on this folder, then we're going to go, you see your ICC profiles right here. Double click on that or single click it, however way you have it set up, and then you see the standard 07 profiles, okay? You can't open it, it's not allowing me to open it, I don't know why, but if you right click it, you're gonna see show package contents. So you show package contents, and it's gonna open up your file to the contents folder. Open it, you see these, you just need the resources. So I click on resources, and there it is. There's my Epson IJ printer 07.ICC. This is my color profile for my Epson ET 15000, okay? So this is what I need to go into all of my color profiles. I need to save it into those folders. So the way that I do it, I don't drag it or anything. I just right click it, and we're gonna do a copy. So that's all I did. So now I need to take this file and go into the other folders to save it so that I can access this color profile in the design program that I'm using for my sublimation. So now that I did that, I'm gonna go back to the Macintosh, and we're just going to find out, look through to where we need to place these. And I believe where I place them is like 4 different locations, 3 or 4 different locations, just to make sure that it's there so that whenever I open my design program, it's in that setting. I have that option. So let's go through here and find it. One place is going to be my color sync. So I'm going to want to go color sync, and then you have profiles. So in here, see where I've already done the Cosmo ink, and I've already done my Epson IJ, it's already in there. So in here, you would just click, right click, and you're going to paste your item. So when you paste your item, it's going to go right in here. So it's already there, it's going to be in there. Then you'll want to scroll down, and these were in mine. It looks like they're copied folders, but I'm going to go ahead and just place them in there. So again, you'll go through this color profile here, or this profiles, and then I would just do the same thing, paste the item, and as you can see, mine's already in here. Okay, another place some people say is to add it into the recommendations, and you can place it in here, and see mine's already in here. You just right click paste. So now you can also see that Cosmos Inks is in here. Now you will be able to access that. So whenever you go into your design program, you can play around with that color profile. That color profile didn't seem to work for me. Again, I'm just a beginner. I may not even know like what to do or how to work it. For me, the best thing that worked for me was going to be my Epson IJ printer 07. I do believe that this Cosmo ink, the color profile that was provided is for a different type of printer, but again, I don't know. I do use Cosmos ink though for my Epson ET 15000, and those colors are just absolutely amazing. But again, for me, my Epson IJ printer 07.ICC is going to be what works best for me. You can try both. You can, you know, go in your design program that you're using and just see what works best for you. So again, you're going to make sure that your color profile is in the folder that you're needing, or that you're going to need it to be in. That was my problem. Even though I had my printer set up, my driver was set up, it was just my color profile was not in the folder that I needed it to be in. Because every time I would go into my design program, it was not there. It wasn't an option for me. So I had to physically go in there, do my research, and find out where and how, you know. So it was just trial and error. So again, I'm not a professional. This is just what's worked for me after a lot of trial and error. So we're going to close out of here, and then I'm going to open up the design program that I use is Affinity Designer. It's just worked for me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we just open up Affinity Designer, and then we're going to start a new document. I already have my presets set up. This is just, I was doing some vinyl here, some printable vinyl, and then I tried the copy paper. And let's just say the copy paper, multi-purpose copy paper from Staples, did not work for me. I wish it had. I originally started using the ASUB 120G. That was just, I mean, I loved it because it was the first one that I tried. It was the only one that I tried, and it was just absolutely amazing. I loved it. And then I started getting low on it, and then when I went to try to reorder, it was sold out. So I was like, let me just get some temporary. So I went to Staples, picked up some copy paper. It was a multi-purpose copy paper. I did a lot of research on it, and they said to use this is the best one. It could be used on hard or on fabric surfaces. So this was going to be the best to use as far as copy paper. No, my printer ate it. It would leave random ink marks in random places. I mean, I went through like 4 sheets of, you know, paper that just was not good. So no, that's not good. So now I will not be using my copy paper anymore. I did go and I posted information about getting a good quality ASUB paper. Had multiple recommendations, but the one I decided to go to was going to be the ASUB 125G, and that is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love it. I mean, I just started using it this week. I haven't had any issues so far, knock on wood, but this, I always go with 13x19 because that's what I can print from my EcoTank, my 15,000. So I already have my preset set up. I always go with page width 13x19. My DPI is 300. My RGB is going to be just set at 8. I didn't change any of that. That was just already preset. Now this is, if you look here under your color profile, you can click on here and you're going to see all those color profiles that you've seen in those folders, okay? And the reason why we put them in those folders is because we want to be able to access them in this setting. You want to be able to access them in any program, design program that you're using. And the problem that I had is, even though my printer driver was installed correctly, my color profile was not in the correct folders. So I had to go in there, copy and paste them, and place them into the correct folders in order for me to access them in here. And so what has worked for me and what I've showed you on my color chart that I printed is the Epson IJ printer 07. So that's what I have it set to. I did go in there and I tried and I played with all these different kinds. And so if you have the time and you have the material and you have plenty of ink, feel free to do those. Go through these and do trial and error, because that's the only way that you're going to know what's going to work best for you. I mean, I had people tell me different type of color profiles. I tried the Cosmos profile, but this one is what worked best for my printer, which is the Epson ET 15000. So this is my setting here, and then I just double click because I already have my presets, and then we're just going to pull a color chart. Okay, this is our color chart that we're gonna pull, and then I'm just gonna max it out to this size. Okay, so now that I have my new document opened up on my presets, everything already established, I can go and double check on under my document settings. So you'll go to File, Document Settings, or your document setup, and then you see the same thing here. It's 13 by 19, DPI is 300. Resample, I still need to do some research to learn what that is. Again, I'm just a beginner. And then you're going to see on your color options that you do still have the RGB8 Epson IJ Printer 07 set, okay? My margins, of course, I haven't messed with any of that. I haven't messed with any of the bleed. So all that's already preset for you. Now, so when you look at this, I know the video isn't that great, but when you look at this, I mean, the colors are already vibrant. They're beautiful. I love it. But for me, in my printing, I'm just a little extra. I want them to be more vivid. So under here, because once I'm completed with my document, I want to make all of it one, adjust all of the color at once. We're going to go to your adjustments, which is just down here. And this is what I did that worked for me in order to get me those vibrant colors. And then I just go to brightness and contrast. And so for me, for my brightness and contrast, I don't do anything with the brightness for this one, but I will increase this to 30%. So this is going to be increased by 30% for contrast. And you see that difference. I don't know if you've seen it change, but then you're going to click merge. So now my contrast is a little bit deeper. I love this. I love the darker, deeper colors, and that's just my personal preference. So here I will go to File. We just went to File, Print, and then this is mine. You're going to click your whichever printer you're using for your sublimation, which mine is the Epson ET 15000. So I would click here. I already have my presets made, and then I'm going to click. I did the Super B 13 by 19, which that's the size of my paper. And then you're going to notice that we have the range, fit type, orientation. All this is already preset for me because I've done that previously. So if you just look at yours, you're going to open this up on the range and scale, and it's going to give you these multiple options. So if you have your printer driver set up correctly and fully, you're going to have all of these options. If you do not have all of these options, then you know that you do not have your printer driver fully installed. So then you would start back at going to the Epson website, downloading your printer driver, and then from there. But this is when you fully have your printer driver set up correctly, you will have all of these options. You will have document layout, bleed marks, layout, color matching, paper handling, cover page, print setting, color options, two-sided printing setting, supplies. Now the ones that I use in here is going to be my layout, or going to be my color matching, sorry. And here we're going to do color sync. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't know exactly what all of this means, but what has worked for me is going to be my color sync. Okay, so under the color matching, I'm going to choose Color Sync Epson IJ Printer 07. Now if you click on this option, you're going to find multiple different color profiles here that are in your other folders. And so if you click on other profiles, they're all there as well, okay? But for what has worked for me is definitely the Epson IJ Printer 07. So this is what I work with, okay? Again, I'm not a professional. I don't know exactly what everything means, but this is what has been proven to work for mine. And again, I'm on a MacBook Air. I'm using an Epson ET 15000, okay? So here from color matching, I'm gonna go to print settings, okay? So my print settings, of course, I want to use auto select because I want to, sometimes I'll use the paper tray, sometimes I'll use the cassette. Usually most of the time I'll use the one in the back of it because that's the one that prints the 13 by 19. And the media type is always going to be premium presentation paper matte for me, okay? That's just where I find the best quality in my prints, okay? And then of course your print quality is going to be best quality, okay? And then of course mirror image, always for me, okay? So then you have your color options, okay? These color options, because I chose to do color sync, this does not give me the ability to change anything, okay? It automatically is set to it says printer color management features have been disabled as color is managed by either your application or the operating system. To enable printer color management, please select printer managed colors from your application or select Epson color controls from the color matching dialog. I've tried this, I've done this, trust me, I've wasted more than half of my ink trying to figure this out. And again, this is what has worked for me. It's always going to be color sync, my Epson color profile, and these options as far as for my printer settings, okay? So this doesn't bother me at all. I'm good with this. My printer settings, I'm good with these settings. My color matching, I want it to go to my color sync, which is and go to my color profile, which is the Epson IJ printer 07. This is what I want, okay? Trust me, I've tried the Epson color controls. I've tried making my own adjustments with the contrast, the brightness that way, and for me, my print quality was not good. This is what has gotten me the print quality that I like right now. It may change in a couple weeks, but this is what I'm liking right now. This is giving me these colors right here, right here. And again, this is washed. This is printed on 100% polyester, and it is washed. It was washed in cold water and air dry. That's why it's wrinkled. I do apologize. But I mean, I absolutely love these colors. So then from here, of course, you would just go to print. So another thing that I wanted to show you, when you do, I will also post a picture, but this is what happens after it presses. This is on the ASUB 125G paper. I mean, even the 120G did not take that much ink off of it. And this is just, I mean, for me, it's absolutely amazing. I will try to post a picture with the ink on it, and then a picture with the ink off of it. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just beautiful. For me, these are, I mean, I'm a beginner and I just absolutely love these colors. Again, this video does not do these colors any justice. And again, this is washed, cold water, air dried. And I did wash it in a washing machine. I did not hand dry it. Now, of course, I had that line there because I only have a 15 by 15. Yes, I should have gotten bigger. If you have the money and you have the option to go bigger, go bigger. But again, if you have any questions as far as different design programs, I'm not familiar with that. This is just what has worked for me. I do want to thank everybody who has posted this color chart, who has helped me along the way. Tutorials, YouTube videos, everything that I've watched and read. I mean, it's you have to do the research in order to get the quality of the color quality that you're wanting. And again, when it comes to sublimation, you see everybody's colors, they're popping. You want that. So I just wanted to share with you what has helped me. And like I said, again, I'm not a beginner. I'm not a professional. I'm a beginner. And again, it may change in a couple of weeks. But for me, I am happy with these colors.